So these are my first round predictions for the PDC World Matchplay darts. Let's get straight into it. Start off then with Luke Humphries versus Gian Van Veen, won the ties at the first round. Very tough tie for the defending champion to have straight away. Gian Van Veen, who is expected to be the next best Finn from the Netherlands after Mike van Duren and Wayne van Barneveld. Who's talent, Gian Van Veen. High scorer as well and can average over 100 on his day as well. And probably the best time to play Luke Humphries as well, especially in his first game as well. But I think this is going to be one of them where I think Luke Humphries will avoid the stare, in my opinion, and then go on to reach the final. That's what he always does, Humphries. He avoids one stare and then he goes on to reach the final. So I've gone for 13-12 win for Luke Humphries against Gian Van Veen. I think it's going to be a cracker, I really do. I think it might go all the way as well. Danny Noppert versus Cameron Menzies. I think that's a simple win for Danny Noppert. No disrespect, but I think Cameron Menzies, he's had slight improvement, but Cameron Menzies, he's not composed enough. He can still use his head. And Danny Noppert, solid operator, solid player, Danny Noppert. And I think Danny Noppert wins 10-5 against Cameron Menzies. Nathan Aspinall versus Vessel Nyman. Vessel Nyman, look, talented player, obviously, whose potential, as we saw at the Grand Slam of Darts, when he lost them games, I was not 100, but hasn't shown it enough in major tournaments for me. Nathan Aspinall starting to improve again, as we saw in the Premier League Darts as well. Former winner at the World Matchplay as well. I would offer a 10-6 win for Nathan Aspinall in that one. James Wade versus Joe Cullen. Joe Cullen out of form. James Wade in and out, isn't he, with his form. But I'm going to offer James Wade to win 10-6 against Joe Cullen and out of form Joe Cullen. Stephen Bunting versus Wayne Joyce. I think this will go all the way to a sudden death head. Bunting's got the scoring, Wayne Joyce's got the finishing, and I think the finisher will knock out Stephen Bunting. I think Wayne Joyce will knock out Stephen Bunting, in my opinion. I think Wayne Joyce is a very solid player. Not a great scorer, Wayne Joyce, but he's a very good finisher. And I'm telling you right now, for the World War 3, put a tip on Wayne Joyce to probably even win the World War 3, to be fair. Because he's a good double hitter, Wayne Joyce. So I think Wayne Joyce knocks out Stephen Bunting, in my opinion. Darry Anderson versus Hugh Woodhouse. I think Darry Anderson beats Woodhouse regardless of which Anderson turns up. I just don't think Woodhouse is still that good enough, in my opinion, to beat Anderson. I think Woodhouse needs got a lot more to improve on his game. I think may need a scoring for me, Woodhouse, in my opinion. Up next, Johnny Caton versus Martin Senior. I think Johnny Caton's is the better player for me. Martin Senior, getting better and better, isn't he, Martin Senior? But I think Johnny Caton, that's the win there. Dave Chisnell, Mike Tedesco could go either way. Depends what Dave Chisnell turns up. Depends what Mike Tedesco turns up. Which is quite strange, isn't it? Mike Tedesco not been the same player since he won the World War 3. Has he? Got knocked out earlier at the World Championship as well. Dave Chisnell, everyone seems to be like, oh, could this be the tournament for Dave Chisnell? We know he's got the game, hasn't he? We know he's got the game, but I just don't think Dave Chisnell ever gonna win a major, is he? If he does, he'll probably be 2 years in his career, if I'm being honest with you. So, but I think Mike Tedesco wins the sudden death red against Dave Chisnell. I think it'll be that close of a game. Up next, the first Wayne Searle. Wayne Searle has got the scoring, hasn't he? Can definitely cope with you here at the scoring, but Wayne Searle's finishing will just be his net down, in my opinion. And I think it will win 10-5 against Wayne Searle. And obviously, I think will win the whole thing and beat Humphries in the final. Peter White versus Jermaine Wattimena. Depends what Peter White turns up, isn't it? Is it the Peter White from the World Championship then to Wattimena that turns up? Then you wouldn't be surprised. But I think Wattimena is still the more formed player for me. And I'm going to go for Jermaine Wattimena to knock Peter White out 10-7 just because you just don't know what Peter White will turn up. And it just wouldn't shock you if Peter White does turn up in these major tournaments, because he did at the World Championship, didn't he, to be fair? He knocked Humphries out, so... But I think Motomina beats Peter White 10-7. Damon Heta versus Andrew Dildon. I don't think then Dildon's not been the same player since he won the UK Open. His form's kind of dropped, hasn't it? This is the thing about Dildon. I think he can turn up against top players, but he doesn't turn up against these sort of players, does he? So on Damon Heta, battling for the Premier League spot next year. So I think Damon Heta will win 10-5 against Andrew Dildon. I think we're waiting for Damon Heta now to finally make that tournament one to like a final or something like that. Or win like a hooping dance Samsung or something like that, Damon Heta. That's the next step for Damon Heta now. To win like a hooping dance Samsung plays Samsung final, something like that. So I think Damon Heta will win 10-5 against Dildon. World Cross versus Dirk van Dijvenbode. Obviously recently Dirk has got back to form. But I don't think he beats World Cross personally. I still fancy World Cross to get the win over Dirk, as most World Cross, we all know, is having these personal problems. So I think World Cross will win that 10-6. Mike van Durden versus Wayne van Barneveld. They reignite their respectful rivalry once again. And Barney's got a chance. I think he has got a chance against Van Durden. Especially if Van Durden don't turn up. If Van Durden turns up, then yeah, he'll do a job on Barney if Van Durden turns up. But if Van Durden turns up like he has been, I actually think Barney's got a chance. And for some reason, it's just that game, isn't it? The build of Van Durden and Barney as well. They're beating each other before, haven't they, both of them? Respected rivalry. Two of the greatest darts players of all time. Two of Netherlands' best ever darts players as well. Van Durden's been having his problems recently, hasn't he? Personal problems. I think Van Durden still wins though. I do think Van Durden still wins, but I think it'd be a close game. So I'm going for Van Durden to win 10-7 against Barney. Ross Smith versus Josh Watt. I think that's going to be the tie of the first round. High scoring, two power scorers. Having does all the way to the sudden death yard. Both had to divot as well. I think both might average between 95 to 100 as well. But I'm going to go for Josh Watt because just a better form player at the moment. But I'm going to go for Josh Watt to win 13-12 against Ross Smith. Chris Dobey versus Ricardo Petresco. I think that's going to be another sudden death game. Can go either way. I think they're both on the equal playing field, Dobey and Petresco. I've done for Ricardo Petresco just to edge it against Chris Dobey 13-12 in what should be another decent game. And finally, Durham Price versus Del Durney. The competition of the walls, isn't it? Both had to divot on stairs. Both of them have cast on stairs before at the Premier League of Darts. I don't think it will happen again. It's more respected this time. More respectful this time, as we saw at the World Cup of Darts final as well. Both had to divot. Both tough men, aren't they? Both tough men. Both had to twine games out. Both got that grit as well. So I think those are Sunday, Durham Price, Del Durney, but I think Durham Price just edged it in my opinion. And once Price gets past Durney, I think Price doors on a good tournament one, in my opinion. So they're my first round predictions for the World Matchplay Darts. Feel free to leave your predictions down below in the comments. And I'll see you all for the second round predictions.